Yeah, there it goes. It's up on the high end. We're
here.
We are here. We're on. So let me go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to Call to Action episode 3. This episode, attorney Stephen Leahy with Open Tax Advocates is going to give you the information that you need to know when making important decisions, especially when it comes to fighting the IRS. And that's why we're going to be talking about the biggest thing in news right now, at least in the financial world.
It actually is one of the biggest things in the news right now.
It is. I'm saying there's a lot going on in the news.
Well, we could talk about all of that.
We could do whatever we want. It's a tabula rasa, a blank slate. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to find my media so I can play our intro because we're
going to be talking about cryptocurrencies today. So you got to stay tuned. Again, Open Tax Advocates is there for you when you're.
That's why you have the cryptocurrency background.
312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. We're in Studio B for Bannockburn.
That's true. Okay, well let's do the intro.
Doing the intro.
It's working in the background. I don't have it on here because it echoes, so I took it off here. But it's going on over the air. I just wanted to try to do
it looks good right now.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. How about that? Thanks for joining us. That's what I'm here for. I'm your William B. Williams. Nobody watches SCTV.
I think people. I was just talking to someone the other day. They were telling me how much they loved SCTV. Who was it? Was that?
That was probably me.
No, because I knew that already. So that wasn't something that would have surprised me. So I don't remember.
Well, it should surprise you. That's like 10 years, 15 years before I was even born.
But I knew your dad. I knew that he loved SCTV.
But that's also...
And he had a tape full of SCTV, and he just would watch the tape over and over again.
Yeah, but you have John Candy. You have Harold Ramis. You have... what was it? What is... can't remember him. Come on. I mean, these are
the guy that just got it over the head in New York.
Yeah. Rick Moranis. You had
Eugene Levy. What about the girls, Jim?
Yeah, what is her name? She's it's Catherine O'Hara. It's
Catherine
O'Hara. No, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
Is that her mom, Maureen O'Hara?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, they're just an O'Hara. And then what was the other woman? What was her name? Anyway, I digress. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not getting some good light for myself. You're all lit up.
I know. I'm bathed in light right now.
But I'm not getting a good light.
That's all right. What are we talking about today, Attorney Stephen?
Today I want to talk about cryptocurrency because I'm taking, I want to learn a lot about cryptocurrency. And, I know about how how it works with taxes and things because I've helped a lot of people with cryptocurrency and I've seen kind of the problems with it, that people are having. And there's one of the things about taxing that cryptocurrency is not it's not treated as stock. It's not treated as a bond. It's not treated as currency. It's actually treated as property. So when you're getting taxed, it's like buying and selling. Every time you buy and sell cryptocurrency or use it, if you buy something, they look at that as a trade. So that's a capital. That's a taxable event.
It's interesting how the world is just being swept up by this crypto craze.
It is, and I was looking for a chart that I saw the other day that showed that we just crossed a threshold that the total amount of cryptocurrency has now surpassed the capital has now surpassed U.S. dollar. And that's that. And if you look at that chart, I wish I could find it. I didn't have time because I have a timer here. At 6:00, we're going to start the show. But it's like, the chart. I'm going to go the other way. It's like straight up. It's unbelievable. It's like going the value, and then whoop, boom, it goes up to the total value surpasses the United States dollar. And what does that mean? Well, that can't be good for the American dollar, right? There's got to be a problem there. And because we're we are the base currency around the world, and without the that, it would really affect all of our lives. The way we, the value of the dollar, and our ability to buy things overseas, and also selling things overseas. So everything's based on the U.S. dollar. We have people like the CCP and Russia and others who are trying very hard to displace the United States dollar as the currency, the world currency. And one of the things they're doing is cryptocurrency. One thing about crypto, there's really no value. I don't know if you know what you know about Bitcoin, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I was already heard about mining, cryptocurrency mining, and I was wondering what that was. Is it just out there? Is it just out there and you go find it like gold? You go panning for gold and you figure out, oh, here's some gold. Is that the way cryptocurrency works? And I learned, no, that's not the way it works. So here's my understanding about what it is. Okay. And this is all kind of in my wheelhouse. I was always an IT person. I know a little bit about networking. We're going to do a show, I think, on Call to Action about networking, because most of my clients and those who are interested in this kind of stuff, right, they run their own business. And whenever you run your own business, well, you have a network, right? You can't really operate a business anymore unless you have a network. And so, and I know a little bit about that. I here at my office, my new office in Bannockburn, Jimmy and I ran all the cables for all to our network. I terminated all the cables. I set up the server. I have a server rack now. When I was downtown, everything was against the wall. Now I have a server rack, and I got the security device. I've got the Mevo not Mevo. Though I do have Mevo cameras too. The Meraki camera that goes to the internet.
So we know you like to brag about your technological expertise, but again,
my point is that this is kind of, it turns out that cryptocurrency is all about technology, right? And it's kind of invented, but what happened? It's really about the transactions, and this is what I learned. And again, if someone's out there who knows more about it, and I'm sure that there are people who know more about it than I do, maybe
comment below, please.
You can comment on this. But cryptocurrency, when you're mining cryptocurrency, what you're doing is you're helping complete transactions on the network. So each cryptocurrency has a different network, and you're on that network as a miner, and you're completing those transactions. So it's kind of a crowdsourcing thing. And when you complete the transaction, everybody's racing to complete the transaction. There's an algorithm, and you have to find the hash, the numbers in the hash, and you try to complete that number. And whoever can complete that number, then they get paid, because they help the transaction. There's a small transaction fee, and they get paid through that. That's what mining cryptocurrency is. I was surprised. I saw someone talk about this, and they said, "Well, and one gentleman who had a whole room up in Canada of servers. I mean, he had 1,200 different computers working on this. He said when he started, he worked with a laptop, and that's how he would mine it through a laptop. But now they've become so complicated. They're like algorithmic puzzles that you try to solve, and when you solve them, that's when you get paid. But now it takes a lot. As they go, they become more and more complicated. I don't know if you know this, but Bitcoin is scheduled to stop creating any more in 2040.
Well, yeah, you can't make any more Bitcoin at all by that time.
By that time, they're going to start. So
that's
it's not ever increasing. There's a number that they're going to come to, and that's it. That's at that day, and they're not going to make any more. And that makes sense in that if you're trying to retain value, right? Because if you have, it's kind of like what's going on with the U.S. dollar, right? As they print up trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, right, the value of the currency becomes less and less and less. Supply and demand. It's just it's simple economics.
So now we're talking about all the intricacies of how the system works and the technological side. What about the tax implication side? Well, a lot of people don't understand it's going to get caught.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish talking about the about mining.
Oh,
because there's I want to they say, well,
that's not the funny part.
I wanted to finish talking about the mining because, as I said, it's a very complicated algorithm, and then they have to be checked by others to make sure that it works. That's in the network, and that's the blockchain. There's a block, and all these chains are pieced together, and through the network that everybody verifies that you did solve the problem. And he said, well, if it's so hard to solve the problem, how can anybody verify it? And I heard a very good analogy. And he said, well, it's like trying to open a lock, right? Maybe a combination lock. You're trying to guess what the combination is, and that's very difficult to do. But once you solve the combination, well, that's easy to check that you got it right because the lock opens. Right? Then it's easy to check it. So that's kind of what's going on with cryptocurrency. Did you like that analogy, Jim?
I did like that analogy.
Did you know any of this?
No, I didn't know any of this.
Well, I know
I'm just giving you very short answers because, listen, I'm more interested in the tax implication side.
Well, I know you're not interested in that.
No. Listen, but
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this then. If you mine cryptocurrency, that's a taxable event. It's income. That's not taxed as a capital gain. That is taxed as income, so at a higher rate. So if you're mining, when you get with the money, I was talking to someone to tell me they have a friend. Our friend Craig was telling me he has a friend that mines crypto, and he does about $300 a month. He said. I don't know. According to this guy, it's very hard to make money. That's why it costs so much money in electricity. I saw another thing. Half of 1% of all the electricity in the world is used now to generate crypto.
I think it's a little crypto. More than that, to be honest.
That's what the guy said. So that might have been dated, but
yeah,
that's still an incredible amount of energy.
Yes,
it is.
Well, that's why Elon Musk now is saying too. He's going to launch a SpaceX probe where they're going to mine up in space for Dogecoin. He did say that with the Starlink satellites. So it would try to cut down the economic or the environmental impact on the. I'm not sure how it all works.
I saw that.
All I know is that the green tick goes up and I buy it. Actually, I buy it when it goes down. But
okay? So do you buy? Are you a fundamentalist or a technician when it comes to buying and selling, or don't you know the difference?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a fundamentalist.
Okay, fundamentalists are base their buying decisions on the information that they receive through the news. Yeah. What does it look like? How's it going? What the fundamentals are. People trade technology. Technically, they look at charts, and they have different ways to look at charts, moving averages, the candlestick charts, all of these different types of charts that dictate when they buy and sell things. Okay, so that's the difference between those two types of trading. I technically would be a technical trader if I traded, because I think that's where I think that fundamentally mathematics has a pattern, right? And random events even have a pattern. And so trying to figure out the pattern, that's a different. If I knew the pattern, I wouldn't be on the sideline. I'm on the sideline.
What if I were to tell you that you were in a dream?
Yes, and that every
thought you ever had never happened.
Never. Yeah, I know. I know. Sometimes you think you're going to wake up, but we're talking about the Matrix. Anyway, I wanted to. So now let's talk about. I talked a little bit about tax implications because the tax implication would be if I'm mining, that's income, right? And if I have it and then I buy something with it, that's a taxable event. The IRS will look at that as a sale. I should probably pull up. Let me put Jim up.
Yes. What would you like me to?
Well,
I can't really add to the crypto. I can tell you.
Well, you buy and sell. You're buying and sell.
I do.
So talk about what the crypto that you're involved in.
Ethereum and Dogecoin. I jumped into the Dogecoin craze when GameStop first hit. I jumped in and I put in like $20 in the Dogecoin. I heard it was a joke. I'm like, what? It's 8 cents. Whatever. If it jumps up to 10 cents, that'd be cool.
Now I forgot what I was going to look up, Jim. What was I going to look up? That's why I wanted to put you.
I don't know what you. I don't even know why I'm here.
Well, you're here because
I'm joking. I know why I'm here because I'm your sidekick. I'm your Robin.
You're better than Robin.
Yeah, I don't wear those tights, but.
And you have good dental hygiene. I told you that one about it. Everybody does that whenever they say dental. You run your tongue.
Yeah, I do have good dental hygiene. But no, I joined in on the Ethereum craze. Well, I didn't. It was actually, I can't say it was a craze. I jumped in when it was a little bit higher, but now take a look at it. It is up substantially, and it's just. I don't know if people are jumping in with the crypto because it's the future. I think people just see green means good. I honestly do believe that, and it's just a lot of the fundamental, like they're reading what's going on in the news and just trying to get part of the. It's just fast money. Right now, it's fast cash.
Again, I remember back in '90s, late '90s, when everybody was buying and selling, the tech stocks, and the boom was going on, and everybody. It's what very similar to this is that people would say how much money they were making, and the thing was everybody was making money. You didn't have to really know anything. You just buy some tech stock, pets.com, and it went through the roof. It didn't really matter if there's any value, and that's what I think is what some people see is going on here is that there is no real value, and that it's just driven by. It's just driven by supply and demand. So, and it's driven by, just
again,
society.
People saw what happened with Bitcoin. I don't know where the emergence of, I do know where the emergence of Bitcoin happened when it first hit. Cryptocurrencies were really traded online on a website called Silk Road. Now, Silk Road, it was a black market. You could purchase anything, whatever you wanted.
With the
you want a flamethrower? You got a flamethrower. You want a grenade? You got a grenade. With Bitcoin, that's what it was for. But you want drugs? You got drugs. You want whatever. What's on the black market? You got it. That's where Bitcoin originally started. Well, listen, when I first heard of it, and I was in high school, I remember hearing that.
That's like 13 or 14, 2013, 2014.
No, high school. No,
Before
I'm talking 2006, 2007.
Is that how long it's been around?
I mean, I first heard of Bitcoin when I was like 17 years old. And it was worth peanuts, right? But what was great about Bitcoin is that it was untraceable. You couldn't, if you made that transaction, the government couldn't trace you, right? So that's where that allure came from. I don't know when the jump for Bitcoin. I always knew people who were part of the crypto revolution. I knew guys that went real deep into it, this is the future, this is where it's at, Bitcoin is where it's going to be. They were right. They were right.
A lot of people made millions and millions of dollars.
Millions upon millions
Even
of
if
dollars.
you just look at this Deutschcoin, what you're talking
Deutschcoin, that's the German currency.
El Deutsche coin. What is it?
Dogecoin.
Whatever.
Dogcoin.
It's the same thing. Anyway, it was like 2 cents or 3 cents a couple of months ago, and now it's 60, 70 cents.
Well, because again, it's all just all the Reddit really has sparked this jump, and people. It started with GameStop. Well, I don't think it started with GameStop, but the GameStop rebellion helped, and I'm using it in quotations, helped fuel this Dogecoin rise and also to the Ethereum rise, because before then, You had Bitcoin going up to $30,000, and people were like, wow, that is incredible. I can't believe how high that's going. It's just incredible. And everybody jumps on gets on the GameStop because a couple of people were betting against the shorts. We're putting it to the hedge funds, and it worked. And people are going, well, I can make money like this? This is awesome. And everybody's looking for fast cash now.
Well, everybody's always looking for fast.
That's not new. I get it. No, it's not new, but it's working. That's the difference. It's now more than ever. We're talking Dogecoin. I had 3,700 Dogecoin. Like that. It's a lot of Dogecoin. What if that went up like Bitcoin and it went up to $10,000 as a joke? That's ridiculous.
That's where you make the money. That's where people made millions of dollars.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it still goes there.
We're hoping to get a guest on the Trust Radio Network about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to do.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to pull up the 1040 IRS.
Oh, the IRS form 1040. Yes, it's on the front page. First question they ask.
Yes, so that's what I wanted to show.
Did you also hear too that Joe Biden is going to push for the Fed currency, cryptocurrency, and is going to try to outlaw other cryptocurrencies? That's what I heard.
Well, that's what you know. Why he's doing that? Because China did it. That's what China did.
Yeah,
they have their own cryptocurrency, and that they outlawed all the rest. You know. So this is what happens. This is what happens in communist spots.
Well, regardless, it's going to be an interesting 6 months to see what happens with crypto. I'll tell you, with Ethereum, within the last 2 months, went from $2,000 to $4,500 today per coin. That's incredible. It's an incredible jump.
So here it is, the first right after your name and everything, right? They're asking you, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? So that's the first question that they ask in 2020 on your form 1040. Now I could show you last year it was on schedule. I think it was on schedule A or. Let's find out where that was. But I believe it was. They asked it last year, but not on the first page, right? It was hidden on the schedules. So let's find out if we can find it.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, I think the point of the matter is that if you're involved in cryptocurrency in any way whatsoever, make sure you reach out to Open Tax Advocates 312-664-6649 or visit FinancialRelief.com. Is that FullFinancialRelief.com?
FullFinancialRelief.com.
Hello.
She did this again.
Hello. This is the
Joe Biden. He calls every day. He calls every day about this.
Hello.
Joe Biden.
Hello.
Hello, Joe.
We will call you back, Joe Biden. We're on the air right now. All right. Bye. Joe Biden had some weird thing to say. He asked about, what do you want from Chipotle?
So here it is. Schedule 1, as I said, Schedule 1 last year, 2019. At any time during 2019, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? So Schedule 1, a lot of people never see Schedule 1 on their tax return. So they would never see this question. And that's why they moved it. And this was the first year they ever asked that question, 2019. So then in 2020, they moved it to the first page, 1040. Everybody's got to see it. Everybody's got to answer. See, they say yes or no. But again, most people don't have a Schedule 1 on their, this is for other income. So they would ask, do you have any other income? Well, was it any of that other income virtual currency? Then they'd ask that question. But now again, they moved it to the first page. So now everybody has to ask that. They're asking everybody that question. And here's the thing: under penalty of perjury. So you got to tell them the truth if you had it or not. Well, and I think a lot of people don't really understand. It's pretty straightforward, and I don't know how you could say. But I've talked to people who say, "Oh, I didn't realize I had to do that." Well, sure, I bought some, but I don't really trade it. I mean, I buy it and sell it, but I don't really trade. Well, that's what trading it is, right? So, but I just thought it was. I just wanted to bring this up and show people that this is how important it is to the government and what they see, right? People making money on the side, and they don't want people to make money on the side, right? They want to be able to they want to be able to track every dollar that you make,
every single coin.
Yeah. So that's
every single penny. Well, they're going to have also, too, from what we've been talking about the last few times, is that the IRS is including in their budget that they want to make sure that every transaction every dollar that goes into your bank account is reported.
Exactly.
Every single one of them.
Exactly.
That's terrifying.
From your bank has to report on you. Well, they did change that some years ago where they started requiring companies if you do more than $600 a year with the company, you're supposed to send them a 1099. And the same purpose is there. They're trying to track money. People who are running their own business, how are they going to know what you make? And if they don't know what you make, how are they going to tax you if you don't file a tax return? And that's, fortunately or unfortunately, for most of my clients, most of the people that hire me, they run their own business and they just haven't paid. And a lot of times they just don't file their tax returns. And so because they don't file their tax returns, if the IRS doesn't even know what kind of business they're in or where their money's coming from, how are they going to tax them? Right? They don't even know to chase them. What will happen though is that if they understand, if you were making money and then you stop, what the IRS will do is they'll subpoena your bank. But now instead of subpoenaing the bank, they want to say, well, we don't want to subpoena the bank. We just want the banks to be subpoenaed every year for everybody and just send us all this information. Tell us every dollar that went into your account. So that's where they're going now. And I know that a lot of people will stop and say, well, that makes sense, but think about the intrusion that this is, about your government intruding on your life. It's just a fact. It's kind of sad, in my opinion, about how that all works. I don't want to tell the government everything. Now, I think that everybody should be honest and straightforward, and we have 85% compliance rate here in America. 85% of the people file their tax returns on time, pay their taxes when they're due, and so I had a client in here today, and he was asking me, I'm going to tell everybody this right off the bat, okay? If you owe the IRS money and you have the money or assets to pay them, you're not going to pay less than what you owe them. That's just a fact. And you're not going to be able to avoid interest. That's just a fact. Sometimes you can avoid some of the penalties, because to avoid penalties, you have to show what they call a reasonable cause. And that's not an easy burden to prove a reasonable cause. Now, they do. So what happens if I've always filed on time and I've always paid on time, and then I make a mistake one year and all of a sudden I owe them, and I have clients like this, they owed $60,000 because they didn't file, and they filed late, and then they didn't pay they was sick or something. Well, that is what they call a first time abatement. And you can get a first time abatement, as long as the 3 years prior you filed on time and you paid on time, they'll give you the first time abatement. But anything beyond that, very difficult to do. We do work on abatements and for a reasonable cause, and we've gotten them for people, but it's not that easy. People hear this stuff on the radio that they can get by without paying the IRS, and they just assume that, I'm just going to offer them a lump sum and they'll take it. No, they won't take it, because they can take everything that you own, right? If you have assets, they can take them. Actually, some of the hardest cases I've ever had, and you wouldn't think this is the truth, but this is the truth. Excuse me. Here's some of the most difficult cases I've ever had are people with assets. They owe a lot of money, yeah, but they have the assets to pay for them, but they're not liquid, right? If I can write you a check, I don't have to worry about it. But if it's all tied up in my land and I have some investments in property, now what happens is the IRS starts coming after me and telling me I got to sell all that stuff, but I don't want to sell the stuff. See, this is where I get into a lot of. These are the hardest cases. These are very difficult cases. So,
but I have no comment.
Why?
because I'm reading some of the comments we're having on Facebook Live, and you've caught me off guard. You've caught me with my proverbial pants down.
What has anybody said? Anything nice?
Yes. David Hochberg saying he loves looking at IRS forms. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the point is to show the importance of cryptocurrency, and also, too, this is not a joke. I see a lot of people also within my feed, a lot of my personal people that on my Facebook profile and everything that are talking about crypto and look at I'm trading this, I'm doing this and that.
Everybody's trading crypto.
But nobody really understands now the tax implications, and also the capital gains are going to be coming. You got an idea until you got to pay, until the bill comes due and you got to pay. Hey, I don't get a tax return. What's that about? No, you owe.
Refund, yes.
Yeah, I don't get a tax refund. Yeah,
well, what happens?
You owe a lot of money.
Here's what happens is that people don't know what they're supposed to do. And so they don't do it and they don't report it. But now it's being reported by anybody that you're trading with, right? Who do you trade with?
No, I'm not giving the information to the government. Who knows?
They know. They report it.
Everything.
My point is that they do report it. Robinhood. They report it, and then they get the IRS gets the information and look and compares it to your tax return and sees you didn't report it. Well, what happens then? It's a paper audit. Now you're going to get audited, and they're going to say, "Here's what we found. Here's what you said. Here's how much money you owe us now." Okay, and then you have a chance to appeal it and even go to court. But if it's true, what is there to appeal, right? So you're going to owe the money. You're not going to get around it just by not reporting it, And if you do that enough, they could be.
Is there a way that somebody can contact you or give you a call to kind of strategize a way that you can start helping? If I'm trading crypto there's strategize ways to save the money and focus for the next year for taxes.
Well, I think that's important. We do that a lot with our clients, is to try to overcome, because what happens is once you've had tax problems, you don't want to have them anymore. So you have to come up with some strategies to stay in compliance moving forward. And if you're dealing with the IRS and you come up with some installment agreement or whatever, even a offer in compromise, part of the agreement is that you've agreed to stay in compliance moving forward, and you're never and so that becomes key to solving your IRS problem. I say to people, that is the key to solving IRS problems is staying in compliance moving forward, because that's what everybody does wrong. They hire me because they haven't filed their tax returns in 4 or 5 years. We file the tax returns. We find out how much they owe. We put them in some sort of plan to resolve it. And then they don't file the next year because they go right back to what they were doing. And I fought that for many, many years. But now I don't take a case unless they get on the IRS protection plan, because the IRS protection plan is a ongoing relationship with us to keep you in compliance moving forward. Because this just getting a agreement with the IRS, it doesn't solve it forever, because you're going to be right back where you are if you're not in compliance, or if you're in some sort of plan like a partial installment agreement or something like, or currently not collectible status or something like that. They're going to come back with you in a year or 2 years or 3 years and say, "Hey, can you pay us more now?" And so you're going to have to start paying more, and they're going to go through this whole process again. And so you fixed it once, and now you're going to have to fix it again. And that's what the IRS protection plan, we know what's going to happen. So we plan for that and try to avoid it, and then try to avoid the big cost that comes with that, because otherwise you're hiring a lawyer again at full price. And so we come up with some sort of plan to avoid that.
I think that's also, too, what separates you from the big box outfits. Right, you have this program available. You have this relationship with your clients.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
We are going to be here for you.
I agree with that. And also, the big box out. Here's another thing that I always work on: a flat rate fee. So you know what the fee is going to be. Most of these other outfits, right? They get you in, and it looks like, oh, look, compare. When you're compare apples to apples, right? I'm on a flat rate fee. Once I give you my fee, that's it. I'm not charging you anymore. The IRS protection plan is also a flat rate that you know what it's going to cost. A lot of these other outfits, and most attorneys, right, they're working on an hourly rate. And so, they're always trying to sell you again. I had a young lady who worked for me. She worked for one of these big box outfits, and she said the worst part of her job was they always wanted her to keep selling. So when she came to work for me, she can work on resolving the problem without worrying about selling. And she really liked that. And I like that too. I like that about my clients, that they know that we're not trying to sell them all the time. And that's important. So,
well, that's why you guys are Open Tax Advocates are number one when it comes to helping solve.
So I wanted to get on tonight. We'll do our third episode.
The more we do it, the better we are.
Well, we're gonna maybe we do another episode tomorrow. Perhaps.
You want to? I'll do that.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm always down to record something. I'm going to make my own show so I can learn how to do it. So you could be the face of the franchise.
Well, I understand that, Jim. I wanted to change something. Oh.
What's that? Look at how cool that is. That backdrop is, you don't get that from nowhere. Oh, Ethereum.
Ethereum and Bitcoin.
What's that?
But they're not really coins, but they make them look like coins.
So there's people that do print them up.
They're tokens, they're called.
Yeah, the NFTs. You know what NFTs are? Non-fran... It's stupid. It's a new trend that's going around. It's like crypto.
Non-transferable?
It's ridiculous. It's the NFTs are ridiculous. From my understanding, what NFTs are for example, a band that Megadeth has an NFT. You buy it.
I have heard this.
The NFT, and then it's like there's it's a digital copy of like this.
Now they've sold many things. This NFT, this digital
it's like a
asset.
digital collectible.
It's an asset.
Yeah.
And someone just paid maybe
people are paying ridiculous amounts of money.
That's why I wanted to learn more about crypto, because it's not only money, right? They're digitalizing ownership of almost everything.
We need to make a digital Steve.
NFT. Maybe I am. Maybe this is the digital Steve.
We've made. Whoa.
Anyway, I think that we should do something about that, because what's the tax implications there? Same thing. It's property. So you buy it, you sell it. If you buy it, it's a piece of property. A lot of people are buying it. They want to hold, and they just want to own something. I'm trying to think of what the example was, but there's some art that's being sold.
Yeah, artists have put it out where it's like, again, this is our.
So do I own that art, that piece of art? No, you just own this NFT. What is it, NFT?
Yeah, but it's property though, right?
Yes, it is property.
So we're going to be taxed on that piece of property like it would anything.
Well, let's see what that is, NFT.
Let's pull that up for the people. Yeah, because again, I think that you should make an NFT of the Trust Radio Network. Personally, it'll just be like a video of me and you talking, and we'll sell it for like 5 cents. Somebody pay it for 5 cents, right?
Yeah, well,
we can make an NFT.
I would buy it for 5 cents.
Or we can make an NFT of the secret to stopping your IRS problems. It'll be awesome. You'll always own it. You're going to give them the rundown.
Okay, so here's the Merriam-Webster selling the definition of NFC as an NFT.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Why are people?
This is funny. Content creator Merriam-Webster reigns in glorious relevance. The dictionary is auctioning off its definition of NFT as an NFT.
Doesn't this just show that there's just too much money out there?
The definition
people are buying this.
Let me just read this though. The definition is objectively boring. So hell, let's make it interesting. I'll run a side bet on the buyer and stake my money on Farzan. I don't know what that is. The collector who snatched up Disaster Girl and Kevin Roose's New York Times piece. The proceeds will go to Teach for All, an international network for improving and expanding access to education. The buyer will not get the tax break. See that? Tax breaks. It's unclear whether the charity will receive the donation in cash or Ethereum. At the time of this writing, the highest bid stands at $17.65.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. And you own the definition. Does that mean that nobody else can use it? No. Doesn't mean that nobody else can use it. Does that mean that you won't? I don't understand it. I'm trying to wrap my arms around what that is. The definition, which went live today, is the one that's needed explaining and rehashing for months and months until we all got it through our thick skulls. Here it is: a unique digital identifier that cannot be copied, substituted, or subdivided, that is recorded in a blockchain and that is used to certify authenticity and ownership. This is exactly what cyber currency is. This is exactly what it is. It's just a blockchain, and that can't be copied or duplicated. And so that's all that is. And so now they're just going to attach it to some other arbitrary thing. That's not even a thing. Because what is a definition? Does that mean every time you use the definition, I got to pay you? No. Well, what does it mean?
It's definitions like this that make me thankful that I didn't go into law school. It's definitions like this that make me thankful that, well, not thankful. It makes me wish that I finished school.
I don't get it. But Merriam-Webster is also down with the slangy, slightly imprecise use of the term, allowing for it to be defined as the asset that is represented by an NFT. So what does NFT stand for? Don't you think they should give you what it stands for as a definition? You could tell me what it is, but shouldn't you tell me, like, what is it? What's the abbreviation stand for? I would think it's not an abbreviation, but let's see. And
what are we seeing?
What does NFT mean?
This is where it's good. This is the good stuff. Yeah, but I mean NFT. Everybody's doing NFT. It's like the stupidest. Why are we spending money on this? There needs to be a line in the sand where people are like, I'm not spending money. No, you're not taking my money that easily. You have to work a little bit harder than that.
Again, it's, one thing about like cryptocurrency, at least you can buy something with it. But
next it'll be like hologram NFTs where you can just hold it. It'll be like the future. It'll be like, here's ooh, what if they gave you your driver's license in an NFT?
Well, now that has use. That has value.
Hold on.
That has value.
Have your vaccine information.
Non-fungible tokens.
Fungible.
Non-fungible. They're not fungible. They're permanent, so they're not fungible. They can't be copied. They can't be.
Guarantee you, mark it down now. Your vaccination cards will be on an NFT.
Fungible items are easily interchangeable.
And then your driver's license and every bit of piece that you own. Wait until they put, oh my God, you could put your deed to your house in an NFT?
Yeah, but
then it'll never go away.
But
it'll always be recorded in the system.
The government has to agree to that and then use that.
It takes some time for the government
because
to get on board.
Again, you have papers and stuff, and the paper is still the ownership. So the NFT is not the ownership.
For now.
I'm not trying to wrap my head around this.
What's kind of dystopian thing else? Like, I'm just, because we're going down this weird
This is not weird. This is stuff that's happening. And there's tax.
Find it to be weird.
It is weird, but there's tax implications, and I'm the tax lawyer. I'm the tax man.
Yeah, I am
the tax man.
No, but your birth certificate will be on an NFT.
David's going to show us a mortgage loan application. That's so I could show. I'll show you a 1040, and he'll show you a mortgage loan application.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's run through this.
Well, people want to know, David, and you're the expert to show them. I'm not an expert because I'm an attorney. Attorneys can't be experts. I can be.
That's right.
So I don't say I'm an expert, but I do know about these things, and I'm well qualified to discuss them.
Man, NFT, it's just so ridiculous. But like the stupidest thing. We just live in I
just try to wrap your head around this stuff.
Did you see what happened with Floyd Mayweather the other day? And this is kind of connecting to everything because of just the weirdness. But this guy named Jake Paul from YouTube took his hat and then they got into a fight. Can you pull that video up? Actually, look this up. We need to play it. We need to play that video. It's ridiculous. Can you pull that up?
Okay, well, let me see if I can.
The entire fight that's during the press conference, everybody has their phone out recording and nobody gives a darn to just step in and be like, hey, let's not do that, guys. Let's not fisticuff. Let's not engage. You see it all the time with these videos where everybody just pulls a phone out. There's just like some terrible accident that happens. Like, oh, I got my phone. Got it on video. And nobody ever goes and runs and helps out, or nobody's jumping on board.
Logan, Jake Paul added security after Floyd Mayweather.
Why get to the fight?
Death threat.
Get to the YouTube. Look up Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight. We'll watch it and we'll comment. Now we have this monitor right behind me. This is a fancy affair.
It's the sound though. What
do you mean?
It interferes with it, but I'll try to put.
Can we speak over? Can you not put sound? We don't really need sound. We just need to see the stupidity of it because again, it's a stupid thing. This is what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. We're out there just consuming this stupidity, this ridiculousness. The NFTs, really? You know who's got an NFT? Every celebrity you've ever met or heard of. You haven't met them, even if you did meet them. They all have NFTs. They're all selling them. It's ridiculous. All these artists have NFTs. What is it like? What?
I don't get it.
Doesn't make sense. You don't own it. It's on your computer. What happens if your computer gets screwed up? Well, I'm saved on the iCloud. Or you watch it? Watch this. Look how stupid this is. Let's do a play-by-play. Hold on. Yeah, don't put sound. Don't swearing.
Let me call out. I'm on one night.
Yeah, turn the sound Everybody's got their phone out, just recording. Here's the phone. Here you go. Woo.
That's odd.
Isn't that weird?
Is that copyrighted? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can I do that? I don't know.
Not if you play sound. If there's no sound, you can do whatever you want.
I don't know if that's true because the images are copyrighted too.
Well, I got an idea. How about we just do it, and then when somebody slap a copyright, we know that we can't do it.
Here's the thing. You can get sued, and then it costs you money. And I don't want to be sued and cost money.
We'll just tell them we'll take it down. We didn't know.
Well, sometimes,
they're not going to do that. Everybody and their mother is clicking it to articles and tweeting it. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
I just asked.
These are articles. The people are tweeting it out, and sharing, and you can do that.
I don't know if you can.
It's a weird world.
It's like reading some of these things online, like our friend Tim Pool does. I wouldn't say he's my friend. But
I'd like to have him on the show.
I know, but I wouldn't say I never met him.
He's no friend of mine.
I don't know if he's a friend of mine or not. So I never met him.
Well, we're coming on the hour here.
Well, I think
we've done a pretty good job, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 3 is in the books. If you're looking to call Attorney Stephen Leahy about any IRS issue, you have one and you need it taken care of, give him a call, 312-664-6649, or visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Remember, do not suffer in silence. Rise to the call of action.
It's true.
Call to action.
And we do our exit just like we do our entrance. If I could figure it out.
By stumbling over the finish line?
Correct.
That's right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you later this week.
It is playing. Even though you can't hear it. We can't hear it, but they can.